we're setting the timer. We're setting the timer now. We have got 1 hour. Start, and off we go. And we're going to start with a load of fucking noise. Welcome to the mouth of manliness.
Mouth of manliness.
Start with the doom.
Whoa, what is up, everyone?
Well, it's been a crazy week. We started the podcast came out on Tuesday. It's now Thursday. We went live on Tuesday. And we have had a lot of listens. A lot of people have listened to it. But kind of more importantly, we've had a lot of people have given us some amazing feedback.
Incredible. Some of the letters and messages we've had back are just crazy. Like ranging from thank you and well done and good luck, literally to like people pouring their heart out. I had a message from like a family friend who like basically where I first lived from then.
Where was that?
Cockerell Close in Basildon or Pitsea sort of thing. And yeah, it's like the most alpha environment ever. And he just reached out and said, look, I'm listening to it at work. Like, really love it. Like, I love what you're doing. Like, thank you for doing this. Like, I won't go into like exactly all of it, but it was so sweet to hear. Like, really got me. I was like, oh my God, like we've done it. Like, we've actually like managed to reach that one person that I said, if we do that, then I'd be sort of happy and satisfied that we've done it.
Well, you say that exactly the same thing. I've been away with my family to Legoland Disney. No, not Legoland Disney.
Yeah.
I've been
Windsor.
Yeah, I've been to Windsor with my family, and that was on the Tuesday when we dropped it. And like my wife was getting a bit narked because I spent the whole time messing around looking at my phone. Oh God. But I felt like I had to respond to everyone, and there was a lot of people to respond to. So for those of you who don't know what we do,
what do we do, Nick?
We talk about our thoughts and feelings, our vulnerabilities, in the hope that other people will join us and other people will be inspired by what we do and feel free to be able to talk about their feelings. Primarily, we are the mouth of manliness.
We are.
And this is geared kind of, a lot of it is, we kind of go with the idea that we're gearing it towards men because men typically don't talk about their feelings.
They do not.
However, along the way, I've had loads of messages from women.
Amazing. Actually, yeah, on the group, there's been a couple of guys have mentioned that they've listened with their wives. You see that one?
Yep.
And yeah, who's that other woman? There was another woman who said, sorry, I'll have to read back. I'll do some honourable mentions as well of people.
So there's been a lot of people, women who have listened to it and they've said like they found it really inspiring and how they really like appreciate what we've done. So yeah, so I was saying to my mum, like we've achieved the goal.
Yeah.
Already we achieved the goal that we might be able to help people. If one person hears it and it means something to them, then it works.
That was what we set out to do.
Yeah, so we've achieved that. Secondly, whilst I was in Legoland Disney...
Legoland, is it Disneyland or Legoland?
It was Legoland.
Legoland
in Windsor. I got a phone call from Aldous Collins, who is an artist and a musician who I've been in touch with over the past couple of years on Facebook. We're both artists and musicians, I guess. I think Aldous is a lot more successful than I am. But we've both appreciated each other's work a lot along the way. Anyway, so I had a call from him. I'd never spoken to him before. And he was like, I woke up this morning and I thought, what's all this mouth of manliness
Sounds like a blues song.
Because he just got bombarded with everything we'd put on social media. When it transpires that he's setting up a live streaming, kind of like a Netflix, but based in Boston in America. And he said, if we film it, he's going to put it on there. So it looks like we should say welcome to Boston.
Howdy, America.
Howdy.
Is that
Boston.
racist? Are we being racist by doing American accents? We're judging people by their things. I love it when Americans do English accents.
Yeah.
You know, in The Simpsons, like when Bart does an English. I'm not going to do it because I can't do it justice, but I love it because it's all like ski whiff Cockney that they normally do it. Governor, and like they get it all.
Governor, that's a cup of tea.
Yeah, but I love it when they get it wrong. So I don't know whether Americans feel the same, but you know, yeehaw.
We are coming from a place of love and respect to everyone.
Yes, we are.
And like, I mean, that's what we're all about. We're about, being open and honest. And do you know what? If we might have had those kind of thoughts, then we're being open and honest and we're sharing about it.
100%.
And we're putting ourselves out there and saying, look, we're happy for people to go, no, like, actually, if we don't like that, or you could do this.
Yeah.
But we're like, this is all about the debate. This is about having the conversation.
Yeah, we want to be corrected and
like. Well, we don't want to hate mail. We don't want you to go, oh, we're going to kill you for it.
No,
but like,
definitely not. No guns.
Yeah, no guns. But like, we're happy to talk about it, and that's what the Mouth of Manliness is all about. So. Hello to Boston. We are pleased to be here with you.
I love Boston. I've been. It's nice.
I've never been.
There's Boston is in Massachusetts, and there's a place called Acton in Massachusetts.
Really?
That's my second name. And we went with my dad and my brother, and there's pictures of us dressed in like 90s baseball clothes, pointing at like Acton Fire Station, Acton Ambulance Station, Acton Town Hall. North Acton, East Acton. It's near Concord, I think. I remember that much.
There's a jackass when they go to a place called My
Anus,
which fucking creases me out because anus is my favourite word.
It is. How is your anus, by the way?
Well, this was another one of the responses, which was not an expected response, but quite a few people have said it was really funny hearing about your anus.
I've been asked to ask about.
And for those who don't know, I had an anal fissure, and it was killer.
That's not just a fun name, is it? That's an actual.
Yeah, it's an actual thing.
Operation. Didn't you say you've got a famous friend?
Kevin, no, I haven't got a famous friend, but Kevin Smith has an anal fissure, and so do I.
Oh, everyone's doing it.
Yeah. So I had an operation a while ago on it where I was awake and they put loads of injections right into my anus, right into my sphincter, and so. Basically, it was loads better. For those who want to know, it was loads better. And then I had diarrhea, which made it really bad again.
Right.
So I've been on painkillers a lot again.
Okay.
But I think it's getting back. Someone suggested having Fibrogel, which I started to do. It's like drinking a cup of sick. It's pretty gross, but I realised I don't have any fibre or anything like that. I'm your classic. Self-destructive depressive.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't eat well. I don't do anything that's really good for me because I hate myself.
Is it like because people are telling you what to eat almost?
I think there is an element of that. There's an element of that I want to be really rock and roll, so I don't follow the rules. And I'm like, I bet Keith Richards don't have fibre. But I bet he does.
Probably does now.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably at the point of, like, Keith, we want to get another couple of tours out here. Like, eat this
some
sick
fibre
shake.
Don't they just have, like, the vitamin B12 injections that boost them up?
Yeah, I reckon so. It must be on all sorts to keep him moving, bless him.
I love him. Look, I've got a tattoo. There you go, Boston.
Ah, wow, that's amazing.
An unfinished tattoo of Keith Richards when he was passed out.
That is rock and roll,
yeah,
mate.
I'm pretty pleased with that.
That is quality.
Keith Richards. I was thinking the other day in the shower when people say, by the grace of God, this has happened. Or when something good's happened, they're going, by the grace of God, I didn't get run over and someone else did.
Right. Okay.
You know that term?
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, well, I'm an atheist, but I'm not an anti-religious atheist.
No, you appreciate that. We respect that other people have got views on things.
Yeah.
It does a lot of good for a lot of people.
Exactly,
religion.
and I think as long as I'm not having it pushed on me, I don't mind.
No.
I'm like, fair enough. If it helps, it helps.
Yeah.
It's like another drug, I guess.
Yeah, I like to mix it up a bit. So it's Easter here in the UK at the moment, and Buddy was like, what's going on? My little boy is 4 years old. So I said, obviously, Jesus was born in a dinosaur egg. That's why we have eggs. And we have...
You didn't just say it's the fact that it was Easter and that's when, like lambs and that are born.
No, I just told him that Jesus come out of a dinosaur egg, and I can't remember what I said about hot cross buns. I said he choked on a hot cross bun at Easter, and it ruined Easter for him. I just thought I'd jazz it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Put my own spin on it all.
See, funnily enough, I don't do any of that. I just say, oh, we all get time off.
Yeah.
So that's good. And they're like, why do we get eggs? And I'm like, because you like chocolate.
Yeah.
I've got this. I don't make up any stories for my kids.
No, it's probably best that you don't lie to your kids.
I just kind of tell them it up front.
Yeah.
Like my daughter goes to Sunday school, and I'm always like, look, go enjoy yourself. She goes to enjoy herself with her friends, but I do say, don't take anything as fact.
No.
So just take what you want from it.
I love going to church.
Let's not assume fact.
No, I love going to church. I like the singing. I like music.
I did think about that. I did think you had a bit of church.
Well, around the time that Buddy got christened, you have to go like a few times beforehand and stuff. And like I found it was the only time in my week that I was sat focused at something that wasn't TV, and I was listening to people talk and learning about stuff. And yeah, it's just nice. It did kind of get a little bit like, we're coming around your house and you need to give us all of your free time and all of your money and everything like that towards the end.
Different churches are different. Right?
100%.
Some of them don't really do that. Some of them are just happy if you come along and they'll say hello and they'll make you feel welcome.
Where I live now,
it's all right.
Where I live now, we had Olive's christened there, and it was kind of a different vibe. It was a lot more relaxed. People could sort of talk. They let Olive like climb around. Reverend's like one of these really cool like lady reverends who was just like, yeah, you know, whatever happens and that. And we like felt at home straight away. I think Kate still takes the kids to some of the groups there. And yeah, I like it. I'm up for it. I haven't been for ages. I'm not saying like I to be honest, I don't get to choose where I spend any of my time because I get dragged around by anyone else. I'd never consciously sit there like Sunday morning and go, oh, I know I'm going to go to church. It's normally we've spoken about it in the week and then we'll sort of go along for some reason. Something might be happening there, like Harvest Festival or whatever maybe. We haven't, but you know, that'd be sort of the reason.
I do face painting at loads of church stuff. My
Amazing, that's good.
He's very, very religious and because I like to draw a little bit, I get asked to do the face painting. And there's a bit of me that thinks it's really good to do nice things for other people.
Totally.
No matter what it is, so I just go, all right, I'll do it.
Yeah, amazing.
Charge nothing.
What do you do, like Kiss?
No,
zombies?
I do really, I'm not very good at it, but I just try my best. There's just animals and that.
To be fair, it washes off anyway, doesn't it?
Does.
So, and no kid's going to look in the mirror and go, right, I want my fucking money back. This looks nothing like Spider-Man.
The worst is like there's always one that gets like an allergic reaction.
Oh no!
And one time, the kids are like looking at my arms. I've got quite a lot of tattoos, and they're like, "Oh, do me a tattoo," and I'll do them like a traditional style thing,
like an anchor or a mum heart. Or something.
Yeah, or a dagger.
Nice.
And then like the kind of the vicar will come along and go, maybe don't do that.
Oh no!
Or like do a skull, and they're like, maybe don't do that. And I'm like, I'm trying to appeal to the youth.
That's what I have a problem with because we've all got skulls inside in our heads.
It's one tattoo my wife though. What we get is a skull.
That's interesting. I suppose because because of what I understand, because of what it represents and everything else. I like to think I'm looking at one now. There's one hanging up on the wall.
Yeah, I like skulls.
Yeah, I like to think we're kind of desensitized to it a little bit.
Yeah, there's one of my big painting over there which no one can see.
Your paintings are amazing, by the way.
Thank you. So I had a little think about Boston. Initially, I was like,
the band.
Yeah, there's the band. I've got a friend in Boston, Cara, I used to work with, and she was a really good friend of mine. I haven't seen her for years, and she's in Boston. I messaged her today saying, oh, we might be doing something on your TV. So she got quite excited. And her dad was in the FBI.
Wow, amazing. Yeah. So he already knows all about you.
Yeah, I'm sure. And I used to say to her, I used to wind her up and say, you know your dad's killed men.
Yeah, he doesn't talk about
he doesn't. I'm like, he's trained to kill men. I was like, he probably kills men with his bare hands all the time.
Yeah,
he's like
just on his way to the shop.
Men on the street. And she showed me pictures of him like in the 70s when he'd have like, wide lapel suit, big kipper tie, cool sunglasses. And there's one picture of him like when someone tried to shoot the president. He was on like he used to guard the president.
What president?
I don't know.
Oh,
He was in the Reagan one.
It's like done. Wow, really? Jeez.
Yeah, and she showed me pictures of him, and it was amazing, absolutely amazing. Like so cool to see, especially when they all look like.
Yeah, I bet.
And it's like your dad used to protect the president, and she's met like vast arrays of presidents.
Wow.
And it's a sad story, but she told me a story of when they went on holiday. Quite often, they would go. Her dad would have to go to Camp David, which is where the president would go on like their breaks.
Yeah.
And her holiday would be next to Camp David.
No way. Okay.
And they would be. She's got a sister. They'd be playing on the beach, and they'd look over and they could see their dad. They weren't allowed to like go over.
Oh, that's really sad.
Really, but
yeah, that's a really shitty holiday.
Yeah, but then I imagine like it was an amazing place to stay.
Oh yeah, totally.
But yeah, so shout out to Cara Grant.
Wow, like Cary Grant.
Yeah, well, Cara in English.
Yeah, Cara Grant.
Kira. Oh, I don't know. And then the other thing I was thinking about is music from Boston. So initially, yeah, there's Boston.
Are they actually from Boston, not just clever name?
So, yeah.
What did they do? I want to say more than a feeling. Yeah.
Which is the same chords as Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yes, it is.
And then I thought I used to really like Aerosmith.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I was a bit of a cock rocker, so I liked all that stuff. But Aerosmith were by far one of the best of those. Mm-hmm. But Aerosmith are from Boston.
I did not know that.
The Walk This Way biography is so good.
Yeah.
And it's really brilliant. And I've got a soft spot for Aerosmith. And then I'm like, I'm sure Smashing Pumpkins were from Boston. Smashing Pumpkins are in my top 3 favourite bands. They're my number 2.
It's actually ringing a bell, and I don't know why.
They're not. They're from Chicago.
Oh, right, okay. That makes sense.
But then I realised the Pixies are from Boston. Pixies are one of the seminal best alternative bands ever.
I see Pixies at one of the festivals. They're pretty good.
Yeah, I've seen
their bass player. I love their bass player so
Kim
much.
Deal.
That's all I remember
seeing.
seeing.
Not in it anymore. It's
got
really? Paz, who was another female bass player. And then, so the other band were the Lemonheads. And I don't know if you've been in my toilet. I've got a Lemonheads poster.
I have. Yeah.
Done by one of my favourite artists, Darren. I say Grealish. It's probably Grealish, but he's an American guy. Does poster art, and he's amazing. And I haven't seen him on the socials for a long time, but I bought a couple of prints off him. He signed them all for me.
Nice.
And I've got one in my toilet.
I
was a big Lemonheads fan. My first crowd surf was a Lemonheads.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
I have not crowd surfed, and it really disappoints me because I'm getting heavier.
Did I tell you that, like, it's probably like 10 years ago now, but like I was like in my mid-30s, and me and like one of my best friends, Danny Champion, we still go to a lot of gigs together. We go to gigs together basically, and we used to go to gigs, go out the front and crowd surf, and like no one else was crowd surfing.
Amazing.
And we just find some bunch of teenagers and just start trying to kind of climb up them.
Yeah.
Champion would be grabbing my feet to push me up. Over like, and it, sometimes it wasn't that busy. Sometimes there was like maybe 5 layers of people.
Yeah.
Everyone getting a right hump. But like, we just get really trashed.
Yeah. I like that. That's so good. Yeah, I've not crowd surfed enough.
Oh, you got to do it once. My first one was the Lemonheads. They played Alison's Starting to Happen, the Shane Ray album, which is such a good album. It's really short, but like every song on it is
I like short albums.
It's a wonderful album. And I just obviously got really hooked into them, and I really wanted to be Evan Dando then. So I was like, right, I'm going to do it. I'm fucking going to do it. I'm going to crowd surf. So I went kind of towards the back of the pit. My mate lifted me up. I got to the middle, and the song ended.
No way.
And I was like, oh, bollocks. Bollocks. Then it started up and they pushed me to the front. They just push you to the front and security let you out at the side.
Yeah.
But nowadays, I believe security throw you out.
Really?
So you're not allowed to do it anymore.
I haven't seen it as much.
In the 90s, it was a grunge thing.
Yeah. I suppose because it compromises security, I guess. And people get hurt.
Yeah, I think people complain, and
we're in like a suing culture as well, where people
in this
just
day and age, people don't want to go and get and I understand that, but it is a bit annoying when you go to the front of a gig and like you're doing your thing and everyone's got the ump with you.
Yeah.
So that is our shout out to Boston.
Oh,
yeah,
it's nice. I think we've like done that all right.
I think
like
we've done you justice.
You researched that more than I expected.
I was walking my dog and I looked on my phone.
I thought me having been there was like just going to be our little thing of it. But
don't they have that big chrome egg thing?
Is that Plymouth Rock where the Pilgrims landed on the Mayflower?
I don't know.
Oh no, is that Boston?
But there is a big chrome egg in Boston, and I'm also a fan of chrome. My scooter's covered in chrome. I love it. Shiny.
Oh, do you mean like that big chrome like bubble thing?
Yeah.
You take a picture of it, you can see it's like a big spoon.
That's in
I
Boston.
don't know. I do want to see that though. It looks pretty cool. I thought that was like something that would crop up in a lot of like cities around the world.
No.
It's a very specific
like
bit of
that main one.
Oh, cool.
So we just covered religion.
Yeah.
It's just a really heavy topic.
Yeah, it is, in and out.
And I used to be really angry with religion. Just because I felt that if there is a God, then he must hate me. And I carried a lot of anger. And it's funny, it was really just a couple of weeks ago, I had a conversation with my mate Champion, and he was saying, it's fine. And I was like, it is, isn't it? You know, like, I just kind of just got a bit of a realisation that actually what I really want is everyone to get along.
Yeah.
You know, in life, what I really want is everyone to get along. And me hating things all that does is hurt me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I've just got to let it go.
You're kind of putting hate into the world.
Yeah.
Not into the world, because maybe you're not exactly like walking around going, don't do this and don't do that.
But it was just like, it was just getting to me and it was winding me up. And then I just thought, no, I'm going to stop doing that. You know, it's just like, no, consciously, I'm going to stop doing that now. Because actually, I'm just making myself ill. So, yeah, I gave it away.
That's a brilliant thing. Like, I've always been too scared not to believe in it. I went to a Church of England school.
I was, but I'm not anymore.
And I think, I remember around that time that I was going to church, I think it was the time that we went swimming, and I remember talking about it, about something or other, and you, Whiffin and Dave were like, oh no, this is that and that's that. And I was like, fucking hell, I didn't really think that far into it kind of thing. But like, you were all quite expressive about it.
Yeah, we were all probably quite anti.
Yeah. And which I thought, yeah, it's fair enough, you know, because I wasn't pro it. I was just like going a lot and it was all right. But I remember thinking then, like, wow, like people do kind of hold on to their kind of opinions, kind of. It weren't opinions because you weren't trying to change my opinion. I think I probably sounded a little bit naive in some of the things I was saying, like digging up relics and stuff like that. And
do you know though, one of the things that it's funny because my wife's only really met you like once or twice, and
obviously she finds me attractive straight away.
Yeah, but the one she was like, we were with my mum at Legoland. I was about to say Legoland Disney, Windsor. And my mum was like, so who's Bradley? And my mum was like, Jesus.
Wow.
My wife was like, you know what, I don't know him, but he's such a lovely fella.
Oh, wow. That's
and I was like,
fun.
he really is. He's just such a lovely guy.
Ah.
And what I really like about you, in particular, is that, like, you do have a naivety to you. Which I feel really self-conscious that I don't want to exploit. So, you know, like if I ask you something, I'm like, if you don't mind, or do you mind doing this, or what do you think? And I try, and even if I ask you to do something like this, I'm like, thank you.
Like all those times you tried to put yourself inside me and stuff like that, it was like you were taking full advantage of my naivety. Now, it's funny because like it's an instant in the moment naivety that only when I walk away from the conversation, I'm normally like, oh, I should have said this, should have said that, I should have been a bit more of this, I should have been a bit more of that. I think I'm submissive maybe in a way that again, I just want everyone to be happy and to get
Yeah,
along
no,
and
I
be everything
know, I
else.
know.
And there's no reason for me to come into a conversation and start going, right, I believe in this, I believe in that. You need to adhere to that, and I'm going to control you in this way to kind of do that. I would generally, if I walk out of a situation knowing that they got what they wanted out of the conversation and the situation, then I'm quite happy. Really, it's
Yeah,
quite
and that's cool.
simple.
But what I suppose what I so I'm really conscious that I don't want to exploit that because I
You're
know
not
you're
in any
really
way
nice.
though, because we're like what we're doing is
Yeah, I know we've got mutual investment,
mm.
but then I also there's a really lovely part to it to your character where you've got this kind of wide-eyed wonder. You know, it's like the what ifs and that kind of almost like the opposite to me, where I'm a fucking cynical, almost internally at least quite angry, and you're the opposite, and it's rubbing off on me.
Ah, cool.
And I noticed that I'm kind of I let you know like when we're talking about religion, I let it go,
Yeah.
and it's just like it's rubbing off on me that kind of more. Because I'm on this, I really want to try and be more present and not judge everything.
That's the goal. That's not easy to be present in the moment because you every moment you come to, you and I'd say you as in us, the people, bring with us everything that we've
So yeah,
ever
your whole past is there
school and
going.
mum and dad are with
Yeah,
us going, oh, he's looking at your
yeah,
eyebrow, you must have something in your eyebrow. Oh, hang on, have I got bogey? Da, 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 da,
yeah.
da. Like, like you bring all that to the conversation. But I've always wanted the confidence to just appear in front of someone and just go, yeah,
Here I am.
yeah, what are we? Oh,
You know, I'm
don't
getting
even have to
better at
talk.
it. I'm getting better. Like this, going to Legoland was a test for me because I find it really hard to be in the moment. I'm normally just going, oh fucking hell, I'm only here for my wife and kids, and you know it's hard work. I'm tired. I've been up really early to get here. I hate getting up early, and I'm just like resent. And then I just kind of then I think of your face, Brett, and like
Ah,
this kind of and like you know that I text you the other night and you were in Brighton on a bus,
yeah,
and I was like, oh fuck, he's camping in Brighton and it
yeah.
weren't warm, and
No,
I'm
it's
like.
so.
And
I
I'm
was
like, wrap up,
coldest I've
Brett.
ever
And I just
been.
thought, I can't think of anything worse. And you're like, oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah,
And I'm
I
just
haven't
like,
showed you the
I wish
photos
I
yet. It's
could be
pretty
more
cool.
like that.
Yeah, you kind of like. Don't get me wrong. When I'm there in the moment, I find myself. I think I look at things as like scripts. So my script has changed lately, and it scares me because I've kind of it's changed into shouty dad, stop pulling your sister's hair, stop stabbing each other. Right, we've got to get to this point. The kids are going a bit
There's a
nuts.
certain amount that you have to do.
Yeah, but that's kind of taken over. Work is like full on at the moment, and like it's constantly busy and trying to split myself between everyone and everything. And it's yeah, obviously it all takes a toll kind of thing, but I think understanding that you can kind of change your mindset on that at some point, like don't even have to be today, but like accepting the fact that oh yeah, I'm like a bit moody today because I'm head down doing this, I'm doing that, I'm getting this done, I have to be like this, I have to say that, da 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 da. But just knowing there'll be a point, like obviously getting the stuff packed up, getting the kids in the car. We had in mind we were going to be leaving like really early, and we didn't, and it was like later, and then it takes ages to get anywhere, and then you're kind of like right this that da, 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 da. And then you're on the bus and you're unpacking, and you think oh what we're going to go and do next, and you're looking around and trying to keep them away from the fire, keeping them out of prickly bushes, and you're constantly on the go.
Yeah.
But then there'll be that moment, and like one of them will be playing cards, one of them's playing with toys, Kate's reading a book, the sun's just going down. You look out the window. There was a helicopter outside, which is pretty amazing. There's rabbits, and you start to notice the trees and squirrels and stuff. And you're like, ah, there it is. That's the little bit.
And you're like,
That's what I'm after. That's
it's
that
funny,
little
I do
bit.
have those moments, but I quite often have those moments and go, uh, that weren't worth all this grief. That's what happens in my bastard mind, in my head. It goes, oh, that weren't worth it.
Yeah.
But it's funny. So, kind of coming back to my list of things
Mm.
was that one of our lovely listeners and supporters really had said about balancing time,
Yeah.
and they really. So what we like to do on this show for our new American listeners,
Howdy.
yeah,
I won't keep doing that.
whenever I go on rides with the kids, like when we were on like the fast like rides, I've always got this thing I like screaming yeehaw.
Yeah.
And then I try and
Wow.
get my kids to do it. We went on one ride and my daughter was going, and she was having proper anxiety. She kept getting up and walking off and coming back and walking off. And I'm like, you don't have to do it.
Nah.
But I said, but in life, you know, if you don't face your fears, you'll
Yeah.
never do anything.
The theme parks and stuff like that are so good for kids in that
Yeah,
regards. Like,
pushing themselves.
we built Buddy up to it. It was like a little one that went round. We're on the Postman Pat ride at CBeebies, and then there was like another one. And in the end, he was on like the Runaway Mine Trail, like the one that he was just tall enough for, and it was fast, like really fast. You know, when you like, oh, like should I hold on to him, kind of thing. And he did it. Like, and you could see like how proud he was in his face.
I just kept like last summer we went to Florida and we went on the Tower of Terror,
Yeah.
like one of the Disney places, and my daughter, like I went on the Rock and Roll roller coaster, the Aerosmith one.
Oh wow.
Really cool. And like my wife was going to go on it, and both of my kids were going to go on it, and they all bottled it. But I'm not going to shame them on it. I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then I was like, but the one thing I really want to do, and like I'm quite happy not to go on things because I know this is about you guys. I really want to do the Tower of Terror, and my kids came on with me, and they were crapping themselves. But they came on, and afterwards they were both buzzing like you wouldn't believe. They were like, I did it, and I'm like, and that is what happens when you push yourself. When you face your fears afterwards, you feel like you can take on the world.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and you know, you've got to have those moments to know that you can.
Totally.
You can do.
It's like accepting the fear, and just having that little 20 seconds that's gonna like step off the edge, or like go and do the thing, or go and, you know, even like if you don't want to go outside, like just having that confidence to like walk to the end of the road and back again, or, you know, just driving, like just drive that little bit in a car, like just taking that first little jump.
Making that step. It's like
it will never be as bad as all of the stuff you've got in your head.
Yeah, exactly.
It's never that bad ever.
Because your brain is designed, or not designed, like that.
Or is it?
There we go. Well, it might be designed, but your brain, the whole part of your brain, I've said it before, created, is there just to protect you from harm. And I was saying to my daughter, it's cool, your brain is going, don't do it, because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
But we know that there's loads of people that come on and off and on and off and on and off, and no one's died.
Yeah.
So your brain's just telling you don't do it.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to you don't have to listen to your brain.
No.
I know I'm kind of throwing some pretty big concepts to her, but then once she'd done it, I was like, there you go, I told you.
Why wait? I think if you could install that early on, obviously if she's not like jumping off the roof at home and stuff like that.
Exactly. And I said, like, there are instances when your brain is totally right.
Yeah, totally.
But you can make a measured decision.
Yeah.
So how do I get onto that? Right. So someone messaged us, and we encourage people. This is meant to be a conversation, not just between Brad and I, although we could talk all day.
We could.
But the idea is that we've set up all, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Anyone can message us on the Mouth of Manliness. Just look for them, really easy to find. And you can like reply to one of our posts, or you can directly message us saying, I'm struggling with this.
Yeah.
What do you think? And then like we'll talk about it for you almost. To try and see if we can come up to an answer that's going to help you. So one of the things, we had a guy said that he really struggles to balance and manage his time. So essentially what he was saying was, you know, he's got to work, he's got a wife and kids, and there's also like there's his needs within that. And the thing is, I think quite often you go, especially with men, it's like, well, your needs don't matter. You're the man. You should be earning the money, and that's all. That's your job, and you should be going and doing it. And like, that's not true, because your needs matter as well. You've got to try and keep yourself like mentally afloat to be able to be a good dad.
There's the analogy of when the gas masks come down on an aeroplane, you have to put your mask on first before you try and help anyone else.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
I like that. It makes sense. Yeah, it kind of like this is a big one for me.
No, this is right. So, like for me, this debate is something like his turmoil there is something I've been through. And I've come out the other side. So what I can say is it gets better when the kids get a bit older.
I was going to say, is
like
that mainly down
a bit
to
older?
yeah?
Even my kid's got like my son's like 8 and he's got autism and he requires a lot of looking after. But still, I find like me and my wife was just upstairs reading a book. Like that is unheard of.
Yeah, that is like that's a win. Like that's an actual goal in our house. We've got piles of books. We're always buying books for each other.
Yeah.
The pile next to my bed is big enough to, put a glass of water on it. And the thought of being able to have that time to read it, and it's nothing. I love spending time with my kids. I do.
Yeah. Cool.
And it's nothing against any of that, but the thought of being able to do all of that and get a chance to read some of these books, it almost seems like an impossibility. It's crazy.
That's right. So we got that, and then I instantly just thought of you. I just thought of you totally. But the guy had said that, he's trying to do overtime so he can earn more money.
Yep.
So my first question to that would be is, do you need the more money? If doing your normal daily work is enough to pay for everything you need, I would say don't do the overtime and invest that time in yourself and your family.
You got a choice.
Like family would trump it for me.
Well, the thing is, everyone's got a list in front of their face. It's a priority list. And everything is on it. And for me,
the thing, everything's on it.
I've literally got people on it still from 10 years ago that every so often a birthday or something comes up on social media and they're like, oh, we really must go and have that drink. I still intend to go and have that drink.
Yeah.
But there's another 10 people, not for any hierarchy, but there's another 10 or 20 people above them. And then obviously there's like work, kids, family, wife,
there's
and everything else.
That's when you've got a young family, everything's now.
Yeah.
You've got to do everything now or tomorrow.
100%.
So like stuff like that, it's like actually it gradually goes down the priority list because it's not a now thing.
And the best way to tell is our house. When we only moved in like a couple of years ago, and it was immaculate because we had Buddy and he was 3 or 4, and at the point where he was picking things up after him and we were tidying together and stuff like that. Not that's the be all and end all of it. I like him being messy anyway, but now it's literally it's not messy, but there's stuff that's left because we're so busy dealing with them that are
still from when you moved in.
No, not when we moved in, but basically all the cases are still there from the weekend. They haven't gone up in the loft yet. The wardrobe door fell off and I haven't fixed it yet, and I was going to build some shelves out of it. I've still got stuff from Christmas that is still in my Christmas bag that's still down there. It's something else I've got to do. I've still got the books piled up. I need to obviously sort them out.
But I just think like those. The problem is with those kind of things, in reality, you can leave them.
Totally, yeah.
But what happens is those are the things that they're like a constant annoyance.
Yeah, because every 10 foot you walk, like, oh, I'll do that.
They get in the way and they're an annoyance.
My new catchphrase is, it's like, oh, I will sort this drawer. I've got to sort that drawer out. I will do it. And it's literally as I'm walking around, I can see Kate looking at me going, yeah, like we have got to do it, but I'm getting the thing out of it because that's the immediate thing that I need to do.
And then you feel, then you also kind of, as a man, I think you feel, I mean, there was stuff that was broken here. And as a man, I felt like I was letting my wife down by not fixing things.
With the fixing, I try and jump on it straight away. Yeah.
And luckily enough, my wife has really learned that I'm a creative. I'm not a practical man.
Yeah, but you don't have to be.
No, it's true.
You can just buy new things, or put a bit of glue on it, or.
Well, yeah, that's what I did. I would just stick glue and like duct
Is that why
tape
your
on
front
everything.
door's like all hanging off?
Like a lot of, like you looking like a lot of the drawers in the house, they're all held together with duct tape. I say duct tape rather than gaffer tape because Americans might be listening.
Yeah. I wonder where those terms come from and why they're different.
Yeah, we call it gaffer tape.
Gaffer. We used to have a manager at the theatre I used to work at, and he had a strong West Country accent. And he said, "Gaffer tape, get the gaffer tape, Brad. Gaffer it up." We used to gaffer for everything.
Yeah, I remember getting gaffer tape when I was first in bands, and I used to put gaffer tape, like virtually cover all my leads in gaffer tape.
Yeah, you
so
got
they
it.
wouldn't break. But like, it's not where
Goes all the cheap one goes all sticky though. I don't like it when you go places and they tape your leads down and you get it back. It's all sticky and weird.
Yeah.
Fucking keep
really
it. I don't want it.
Stuff.
Yeah.
So really, I suppose my advice to that kind of thing is that you have to think about, for starters, why you're doing overtime. And if you don't really need to do it, don't do it. Don't pressure yourself where you don't need to. Don't give yourself a hard time. But the thing that I'll do is like, oh, I'm not being a man because I'm not doing that. Like, I don't need to give myself that pressure.
No.
I really don't need to.
No.
And it doesn't help. And it's like having like an open, and trying to be as honest as you can with your wife.
Yeah.
Because I think whenever I've had those honest conversations with my wife, she generally appreciates it.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, she's like, "Oh, thank God you've said." Like, I just thought you were being a lazy bastard.
Yeah.
And and I wasn't.
No.
I was trying to balance everything.
Yeah, of course.
And then in the midst of all of that difficulty, like that you don't get any time to yourself, is that you might get 5 minutes to yourself. But if you get 5 minutes to yourself, try and use it well.
Yeah, don't just knock one out all the time.
Just don't knock one out, yeah. Or just don't lay on the sofa. Like, sometimes you might want to lay on the sofa.
Yeah, I've found because I'm active at work and active chasing the kids around, my
to
little
put your
bit
feet up.
is that little bit in the sofa. But what's happening is the second my body is horizontal, it's like, oh, sleep, bang, and I'm gone. Like, I've seen the beginning of all films that have been out for the last 4 years. I don't know how they end.
So this is where I think the golden rule of acceptance comes in. You accept the fact that your kids are young.
Yeah.
That you're rushed off your feet. You're not going to win anything.
No.
You're not going to do anything as well as you pressure yourself to do. All you've got to do is manage.
Yeah. And I think understand that, not to belittle it, but a lot of people go through the same thing, are going through the same thing. And you've only got to go and talk to your mum and dad, and they will say, yeah, actually, it was well rough.
Now,
for
the problem is, though, it's like you'll go on Facebook and Instagram and all those things, and you'll see all these other people who seem to have it all totally sorted.
Yeah.
And they're like, they've taken their kids to the zoo again.
Yeah.
And they seem to have it all sorted, but they haven't. They're as shit as you are.
Yeah, totally.
And we're all shit at it because we're all just coping.
Yeah.
And I just found that I struggled with it, of course I did. But what I just said, like, at the moment, we've just got to cope.
Yeah, just get through this little bit.
You've just got to cope at the moment. And that's your job. It's just coping, being as good as you can with your kids, earning the money you need to earn, and coping.
Yeah.
If you start thinking, oh, well, these people are doing this and that's happening and that's happening, you're just putting unneeded pressure on yourself.
Yeah, and it really is, because stuff crops up, like you say, like the zoo or something. Oh, we have to go and do this, or we have to go and do that, and really you don't. There is, like, at the moment in our house, a pressure to be active with the kids and spending time with the kids. We're both like hyper busy. Like, I think between us we run like 4 companies now, so it's like it's nuts. The added pressure of being like 50 grand in debt as well, and having to like keep above water, keep working, and that all sort of comes on top. And then so any spare time you do get, you're kind of like, oh, I have to be working towards that or sorting that out, kind of thing. Whereas actually there needs to be merit in just being still. And
there needs to be merit in the fact that you're managing.
Yeah. Like I say,
you're
coping.
managing. Your kids are alive.
Yeah.
No one's hurt.
No.
there's food on the table.
And the thing is, as well as
just
that,
bring it right back.
as caught up as we get into it, like we've got cupboards full of food, and I think where it's been stressy is we haven't had in the last couple of weeks, and then we've had to like really scale everything down and stuff like that. But like we're scaling it down. The point that we're scaling it down to is still 10 times better than it was at the times when, you know, I was living rough, or when we first got together and we had like a little 1-bedroom flat or anything. It's all like perspective.
I always kind of think about it, you know, like when you talk to like our grandparents were all in the war.
Yeah.
And at times of war, you take it down to the bare minimum.
Mm.
And at times of poverty, you take it down to the bare minimum.
Mm.
You know, I've been poor as shit, and you have too.
Mm.
And at those points, all that matters is food.
Yeah.
And if you can get food, then you're winning.
Mm.
And I just found, like, that was my overall thing with the kids. It was like, I just take it down to the minimum, bare minimum. Are the kids all right? I'm getting them to school. I'm spending time when I can with them. We're both doing that. We've got food.
Yeah.
Everything else is a bonus.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And it's like, apart from that, I'm just not going to put any more pressure on myself.
No, you can't.
And my wife would be going, oh, we should go here and we should go and have a day out. And I'm like, look, we're both fucked.
Yeah.
We're both dying on our arse.
Yeah.
And I'm like, last weekend we did this, this and this.
Mm.
This weekend, the kids, like we were talking about earlier, the kids can just, like, we can get some toys out for them and let them have a bit of time doing that. And then they do. Then they're upstairs playing.
Yeah.
And we're like, I can't believe this.
Yeah.
This is unheard of.
It's magical.
And then as they get older, that happens more and more.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you start thinking, oh, hold on, I think we might have got through it. I had this conversation with my wife the other day. I was like, we've come through it.
Yeah. At the other side.
We've come through. We need to acknowledge this. We need to recognise that we've come through the hard bit.
Yeah.
And now our lives are... But there was a bit where we're like, now we don't really know what to do. And I'm like, so now we need to think our lives... We've got a new life again.
A world at your feet.
Yeah, you could look at it in a really positive way. And I'm
Totally.
like, and then we need to readjust.
Yeah.
Because we found we were just like sitting around not knowing what to do with ourselves.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to do a podcast for
Yeah.
Brad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just think, well, suddenly it's all right. So let's move our lives forward a little bit.
And the thing is, you can do it as a little team now, because they can kind of get involved and do things and suggest things and come up with ideas and stuff like that. Because at the moment, like at ours, we're constantly having to come up with, like, juggle this one, keep that one entertained, get this one sorted out. It's crazy.
It's funny, like everyone's out. Like my wife's going out with my daughter at the weekend, so it's just me and Jude. And I said to Jude, "What do you want to do?" He's like, "I don't know." Well, we'll do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I mean, he wanted to fly a spaceship or something, but
so why not?
Well, we can't. But I think it came down to he really wanted to go to the arcades, so right, we'll go there then.
And you can fly spaceships there.
Yeah, and then he was like, "I want to build Lego." I'm all right. Okay. I make them custom Lego, so because I've got like model paints that my nephew gave me because he got into like Warhammer.
Yeah.
So I get those, and he'll say, "I want a Ben 10 Lego figure," and they don't make them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "I'll make you one."
Amazing. That's so cool.
So I'll get the Lego and I'll paint it and I'll make it. Then the other day he said he wanted one of him as a ninja.
Yeah.
So he's got a ninja outfit.
So
he put it
cool.
on, and then I copied it.
Brilliant.
Like, there you go. There's a little Jude.
Ah.
And then, oh, thank you, Daddy. He was so happy.
That's so good.
So cute, but like that.
Yeah.
I know, granted, like I've got some artistic skills.
Nah. Some of the best times I have with Buddy is when I always collect the inside of the toilet rolls for him and like egg boxes and stuff like that. And he's happy just sitting there gluing shit to other shit. He would literally glue stuff to stuff. And we've got like googly eyes and pipe cleaners and stuff like that. And I love it all the time, but there is times when I'm like, I've got to sort this out. It's like, Dad, yeah, no worries, we'll do it. But within 3 seconds, I'm literally like, oh yeah, we can put this on there, and oh, look, I'll empty that out the thing. Like, we'll put this on it, and like before you know it, you're a kid again and enjoying it.
Don't you find? I remember like my kids going to me one time, like this was last summer, and I had a breakdown. But I was off all summer with my kids. It was great. But they were like, I was like, well, what do you want to do today? And they went, can you build us a castle? So I went to like the shop, bought a load of gaffer tape and some like really strong glue.
Yeah.
And I built them an amazing castle. And it took me like half an hour.
Yeah.
And then they played with it all day.
Amazing, yeah.
And then I had a day to myself.
Yeah.
So I watched a lot of Verve videos and playing my guitar.
Nice.
I'd done my bit and they were happy with that.
Yeah.
And then they just went mad and played with it.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
I'm like, it took half an hour.
Yeah.
So there is a bit about you can use your time well.
Yeah.
Like you can't solve that problem for anyone.
No.
That difficulty that young kids, it is really, really fucking hard.
It is.
You speak to people and they make out they're Mary Poppins, but they're not. They're struggling as much as you are.
Definitely. The stuff you see on social media is like the tip of the iceberg. Like that's the good bits of everyone's kind of weekend.
It's all a fucking lie.
You don't see the meltdowns and everything else. But there's loads of like forums and stuff. I know Mumsnet and things like that. But like someone said to me about like when you go on holiday, having a day or 2 days where you have 2 hours each. So you have 2 hours looking after the kids, 2 hours doing your own thing kind of thing. And we've not tried that yet. That's kind of interests me.
We used to do that.
It kind of scares me a little bit because like I would still feel selfish about leaving with them in that kind of situation.
You're both doing it. Yeah. That's why like the conversation is king.
Yeah.
Like having that conversation.
Yeah, because when it turns into resentment,
it's okay.
Yeah, if you're both not doing it and one's doing something, then all of a sudden they're seen to be enjoying themselves for 2 seconds, and it's resentment and anger and stuff like that.
Do you know how I do it? I always go, no, you go first, please. Like you've been working really hard.
Yeah.
You go, have an hour to yourself.
Yeah.
And then I'll have an hour to myself.
Yeah.
So then you don't feel the same resentment.
No.
Because you said no, you go first.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you feel better about it.
Yeah.
We've always done that.
That's
really.
good. Yeah, that is good.
Like even if it was like when the kids were a nightmare, it's like, right, go and have an hour's sleep.
Yeah.
And then they go, right, I'm gonna have an hour's sleep.
Yeah.
And then no one feels guilty because you've both done it.
Yeah, I think we need to start getting back into the habit with that, really.
It is hard.
Yeah.
But you really have to have those conversations. Like you said the other day that it was difficult because like your job's changed and all of that.
Yeah.
And then it's like and stuff with the car and things. And I just thought, but it's not just you.
No.
You know, sometimes it feels like it's just you.
Mm.
If you haven't had that conversation, it's like, well, actually, we're both like, this is us.
Yeah.
There's no me.
We have to sort of bring everything to the table and reshuffle it around and go, right, I can leave that actually. I don't need to do that. Oh, you can do that. I'll sort this out and like get back into the team again, I guess.
It's crazy because you do it at work, don't you?
Prioritise
totally, all day long
at
work.
Yeah.
But we don't seem to prioritise with our lives.
No.
Or we might do. But I think if you don't have the conversation, you don't think about it, then you end up looking.
It's really easy
like
to
you're being selfish.
Yeah, it's really easy to not think about it because you're so busy going this thing, then this thing, then that,
all these
then
resentments,
this.
Don't you?
Yeah.
You just get the hump with each other.
Yeah, totally.
And like me and my wife, like by no means are we like perfect by any way, shape, or form. But we're quite good, really.
Mm.
But that's because we do talk. But like, I like last time, like I built up and got and in the end I was like, I need you to be more positive.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying really hard to be more positive.
Mm.
And I don't believe being positive is king by
No, you need balance, I think.
Yeah, you know, the idea, if you're just positive all the time, everything's all right. I don't believe that for a minute.
Doesn't happen, does it?
But then it was the conversation. Suddenly, I felt like I'd had a weight lifted from my shoulders and my chest didn't feel tight anymore.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, thank God."
It's another little way to connect as well.
Yeah, and then after that, we felt like, we're all in love. Still, fucking hell, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
You know?
Again, because it's just a little bit lower down the list because you're so busy doing this and then that and everything else. Yeah, it's all a bit nuts.
So yeah, to that man.
Do you remember who it was?
That's the best we can do.
Do you remember who it was?
I don't know if it was our man Trampavel. I don't know if it was him.
I need to mention him because he messaged me today and he had a question, but my battery has died because I really wanted to read it out because I reached out to everyone.
I really like him.
I do, yeah. It's very cool.
He's very cool.
Mm.
I like him a lot, and he likes a lot of good music as well.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
I went on. He kind of messaged us on Mouth of Manliness, and I looked on his site, and it was like he had a big picture of like Northern Soul by The Verve. It's my favourite album of all time.
Yeah.
And then he had Jane's Addiction, which was Del Habitual, which is it's in my top 5 albums of all time. It's quite hard.
I can't name my 5 of anything.
Haven't you got any? I've just got albums I always come back to.
Oh yeah, totally.
And they obsess me, and it tends to be the same, like a 5.
Mine are not the same 5 though. Mine are so widespread. Like mine, like Radiohead.
Which one?
OK Computer.
Yeah, that's one of the best albums of all time, I think.
Paul McCartney, All the Best, is one of my favourite albums, and it's like songs from Wings that no one really listens to, whatever. But I think my dad bought it for my mum, and it was just always around. Yeah. It's got like a frog song on it, which is obviously a banger. But yeah, like I find myself like compacting because I don't know, like even I couldn't pick one Blur album. I find myself just listening to like the greatest hits. It's like Alan Partridge. Oh, what Beatles album are the best of the Beatles?
Oh, you like the Beatles?
Yeah, what album?
Do you like Wings? Who are Wings? Only the band, the Beatles.
That's it, yeah. But yeah, it's too broad a question for me to answer. Like what ones I'd listen to the most. Like I like chord structures in songs. That is what I listen out for. Sometimes I don't even hear the lyrics. I'm listening to like the way the instruments are working together and when chords move and change. So quite often I'll go, oh, listen to this song, it's amazing. And you can kind of see people think, oh, what are you listening to? And I'm like, no, just this little bit here. The way the mood shifts from that to that, that's what and I will go back and listen to songs just because of that. It frustrates me because I can never remember, considering I've been in fucking bands, I can't remember lyrics of songs very well.
I've only just starting to remember lyrics.
There's a muscle you have to keep sort of remembering, but I can't remember the names of songs either. So I'd have to like flick back and listen to a bit and kind of try and remember if there is the song with that little bit of chord structure in. It's fucking torture, to be honest.
It's funny you say Blur. The other day, my friend in Australia, Chris Ashton. Hello, Chris Ashton. I'm sure you'll listen.
G'day.
Oh, one of the most manly cultures in the world.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Culture, and I know that he struggled with that, and I'm not surprised.
The site manager I'm working on, I worked with him before, and he lived in Australia for a very, very long time. I collapsed at work. He picked me up and called me a cunt and told me he wasn't going to pay me if I had any time off. Yeah, they're like a different breed. People. Yeah,
they really are. I mean, and the thing is though, I'm like generalise and go, oh, the Australians are so misogynistic and so manly.
Yeah, we're being racist, like, obviously.
I'm sure they're not.
No.
I'm sure what happens, the culture comes across.
Yeah.
And it's almost like it's not their fault.
No.
You know, like the British have got a culture and like that's not fact, is it?
No.
Culture's not real. Culture is in the ether.
And especially how it's manipulated and squashed and everything by social media and everything else. It scares me. But it's in our instinct to go, oh, Australia, oh, cork hats, good day, you flaming galah, didgeridoo, crocodiles.
Crocodile Dundee, ultra masculine man who'll kill your dinner.
But I wonder if that is the fault of the media or whether that's our brains pigeonholing stuff.
I think it's both.
And like,
I think the media puts it in your brain.
Yeah.
And then it's there.
I think we want to have a familiarity when something is brought up in conversation. We instantly want to go, oh yeah, I know that thing.
So this is true of the brain. The brain does that. What the brain does is because the brain, to make sense of things, we have to put things into boxes.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we make sense of the world. So this is a scientific fact. So invariably, like if you look at who you hang around with, you end up hanging around with people who we have similar interests, and that's because you speak to someone, And the first thing you're doing is looking for similarities to put in to join your boxes.
Yep.
So the brain does that. The brain does that as a means of coping with all the masses of information. Now, the difference is that what we should be then doing is going, okay, thank you, brain. Right, that makes sense. That makes sense. But I don't need to fucking listen to you.
No.
And that doesn't, like I can dig deeper.
Yeah.
Because I'm a person.
Yeah.
And I can do that.
Yeah.
It's like, that's fine.
Now start asking questions.
But what happens is that what we do as people, we look for things to confirm our bias and prejudice.
Yeah.
So when you ask those questions, what you're actually doing is trying to confirm your original hypothesis.
Yeah.
So you'll go, that guy's a prick. He's really full of himself.
Yeah. Yeah, he is a prick. I see him do that the other day.
So then you have the conversation.
Now you're in a gang.
Yeah. Then he says stuff.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, prick. Yeah.
You start
prick,
building
yeah,
up a case,
prick.
building a case.
And you're like,
against
well,
him.
actually, he's probably never met you before.
Yeah.
And he was nervous.
Yeah.
And he was probably trying to tell you what he thought you wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Actually, I've not really met that person.
No, he actually gives a lot to charity.
Just met a construction for that moment.
Yeah.
And all your brain's done is look for that. I do this when I've worked like in probation with criminals. Is that you have to really check yourself for that bias.
Yeah.
Professional bias, they call it. But it works in all walks of life.
Yeah.
Is that you'll meet someone, they've committed a crime, and you're like, they did it. And they did it because of that and that and that and that. And I'll look into their past and that all adds up.
Yeah.
And that's why they did it.
Yeah.
The weird thing is that quite often it's true.
Yeah.
Quite often it's true.
Yeah.
But if I don't say to myself, I might be wrong, then I'm not doing my job. Right.
No, there has to be
like
balance.
I could be throwing someone under the bus.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no. All I'm doing is proving what I think.
Yeah.
I need to be more.
Yeah, you need to bring that to the party, but then start looking into that does all happen, but on this particular day, this thing happened, then that happens, and they've got money troubles, and then this, and then that's happened, and then everything else.
So I take that's where I go into the past.
It's like having that ability to like take all that information from your brain, taking a deep breath within the conversation, and just sitting back and going, right, I think this, I think that, I think that, but also let's give this person a break because
So that's what I always did was I'd get the information and go, right, I'll get back to you once I thought about it.
Yeah, of course. Which we're going to have to do now because that is our hour.
We are strict on this. We are strict at the Mouth of Manliness.
Stringent
we are strict
rules
to our hours, our hour therapy.
Yes.
And that was an interesting episode where we went all over the show.
We did.
And thank you all for listening.
Thank you.
You to Boston for checking us out.
Word.
It might be... Who knows how it's going to work? But
who knows? I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, we're here and we're interested in what you've got to say. So everybody in the world, tap us up. Tell us what you think at the Mouth of Manliness. And we did it today. We talked about what someone said and we'll carry on doing that.
What we need to do, we'll promise to make an effort to remember people's names.
Yeah, some people don't want their names. So
that's
I
true.
just figure they'll listen and they'll hear that we're talking about something they said.
That is true.
And those things will resonate with other people.
Okay.
So that's fine.
Yeah, we make mistakes.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Well, that's it. We make mistakes all day long. Like, some of this is a fucking mistake.
Oh, yeah, it really is.
But,
It's
like,
crazy it's even
raw
got
and
to ground.
honest. And at least you know you're not going to get any lies from us.
That's it.
Respect everybody.
Love you.